The Focus Warrior podcast. It is John and Aaron back with another one, bro.
Well,
Another one, dude.
welcome back,
Uh,
brother. Welcome back. We're going to keep it real. We had a really good chat offline just before, and both of us, bro, the week that we've had, both of us were literally going to go, you know what, this podcast can wait. We're both not in the headspace. It's like,
no,
we'll come back to it. Um, but you know what? And this is something that I think I've battled with every single week is the battle in my head between the man that I am now or the man that I'm not liking anymore and the man I want to become.
there's three men, bro, and there's one that wants you to go back to the old Aaron.
Fucking oath there is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? We face like if you actually have a look at the guys that have made it, they've gone through exactly this. Because when you kind of have a look at when you're stepping into a new version of yourself, you're going to have to undo your old beliefs and your old way of doing things, your subconscious thought. You're going to, yeah, at some point that has to go and you have to, you know, you have to replace it with a new thought. And that's that void. That's that place that I'm in right now, that it's like there's an aloneness, there's a lost. It's a fight between you're wanting to win you're wanting to win in a lot of things, and when those wins don't come the way that you want them to, the conversation that is in my head on that, bro. But this is the one thing, and I want to, make a point to the listeners. This is an everyday fucking conversation. This is not an every
Mhm.
now and then. This is every fucking day, and it can come at any moment. At any moment, it can come like in the morning. It can come during the day, night. I do not know when this thing comes through, but then all of a sudden, there's that doubt that creeps in. So that's been that's been my week, brother. That has been my week. So how about yourself? How are you?
Yeah. No, dude, very, very similar, Aaron, but I will tell you, man, one thing you just talked to me about right now was you were listening to a podcast and it was talking about celebrating too early. Right? And if you guys have followed week in and week out, even if you haven't, if you're a brand new listener, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about, getting ready to take on a brand new role at work, a huge win in my career and just really, really super pumped about it, right? Bro, this was this week, right? This week officially started that. I climbed all the way up to the top, got the job, got everything cleared, ready to go, started on Monday. Dude, all of a sudden the hunger left. I don't know what happened, Aaron, and all I can think of, man, is that I got there and I went, all right, I'm gonna chill. And again, not in the sense of I stopped working out. I didn't stop working out. I
Mm.
didn't, there was things that maybe pivoted a little bit, but my headspace was still there. I was still doing the things, but I felt like I was just going through the motions again. And
Right.
and I don't like that feeling.
The
I don't like
headspace
that
wasn't
go
there.
through the motions thing,
The
you
headspace
know?
wasn't there, bro. Okay, I'm going to pull something up here.
No.
And this is the podcast that I'm listening to today. And it's Andy Frisella, DJ, it's Real AF. They've got Tom Glover. Glover? Tom Grover. Tom Glover. Anyway, he put an amazing book out, Relentless. And it's a book that put out years ago. Tim Grover. I've got to get that right. Tim Grover. So it's a podcast I'm listening to at the moment, and both him and Andy say it because you have a look at Andy's crime and you have a look at what he's built, and you look at where he's at the moment. Now, the really interesting thing that Tom Grover says is that it's a different battle to work your way to the top compared to staying at the top. And when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, you have a look at your own life. Okay, you worked really fucking hard to get to where you are. Bro, you're going to have to show up another 2% more to stay where you're at because guess
Yes.
who's behind you?
Yeah.
Someone's there. Someone's in your
Someone's
in your
there.
shadows that is literally is ready to step into your role. If the minute you fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yep.
listen to it and I'm like, holy shit. And I love it that in America, especially, a lot of these, a lot of the motivational speakers and a lot of your coaches will reference sport. And I love it from an American perspective, when it comes to NFL and when it comes to top level sport. Like, as soon as you've had a bad game, guess what happens? You're on the fucking sideline. And if we relate that, how hard and what these athletes have to do to maintain their spot, not only just to get there, but to maintain their spot. Imagine if we applied that same mentality into our own lives. Fuck, I've just got a light bulb moment myself. Jesus.
Good, bro. Man, you're speaking, Aaron.
Fuck.
Damn.
So
Damn, dude. And yeah, dude, that's
again,
so true. So
these are
true.
these are the conversations I have in my own fucking head every single day. Because you have to be your own motivation.
Yeah.
Dude, you've either got it or you don't. And if you don't have it, don't fucking complain. If you're thinking the world's hard on you, the world's hard on you because you haven't fucking stepped up.
Well, and the world is hard, dude. That's a true statement.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a true statement. So you're not wrong there.
Mate, there's a set of nuts there ready for the world to fucking kick it for sure. Absolutely. And
Man,
yeah. And
there's
so
always somebody coming for your spot, Aaron. There's always coming there. It's in, and it's fine, but it's just I think a lot of the millionaires, billionaires will tell you that getting there is hard enough,
mm,
but
mm,
maintaining it is even harder because now the person that you've carved out all this time and you've just become this massive human being, man or woman, right? There's
mm,
female
mm,
billionaires that are doing that, and they're just as much of a stud as the men are, right? Bro, it's crazy to me to watch these guys and men and women work because they're not, oh man, how do I put this, right? Because you see them, because the thing is, bro, is I'll tell you this, man, when I was younger, looking at the rich people, you just you see them and you brand them a certain way and you think they're jerks and they're this. Bro, I listen to those people now and I absorb it a little bit different now because they're not being jerks.
mm,
They've got empires to run. And when you have an empire to run, you cannot cut any corners. You can't have slack offs at work who just don't do shit, right? You literally have to be that person who goes, look, we've got to get this done. End of story. This is my business. This is how we're going to run business. If you want to be a part of this business, this is what you're going to do. If your expectation is not there, all right, that's fine. I'll find somebody else. And dude, that might sound like a jerk, but that's literally somebody in business.
yep.
Imagine, Aaron, if you had that. Imagine if you're coaching Warrior Shed and you had six people in your team that you hired, that you employed, and all had different areas to work in. And two of them were sitting on their ass all day going, oh, I don't feel like working today, Aaron. What happens to your business, bro? It crumbles
Absolutely.
because now you're looking at somebody else, you're giving them the keys and saying, hey, you can come partner with me. You don't want slacks to run with you, bro. And so I think that's why these people they hold themselves to such a higher regard. People like us, man, same thing. I don't want just anybody joining my team, and I don't want my energy to just go anywhere.
Mm.
So it's crazy that you say that, bro. Oh man, that's so good. So good.
Yeah, it all kind of comes together because when you sit to have these conversations, which I fucking love, all of a sudden there's those light bulb moments that come through. And all week I did a level one kind of life coaching um, program or certificate, and it was really valuable because it actually went into a lot of behaviors and where a lot of our behaviors come from and where our belief story comes from. And there's only two places where our belief story comes from. It either comes from what we've learned or what we've experienced. And what we always want to try and do is we go back to familiarity. So if a situation comes in front of us at the moment, we're always going to go back to what happened in the past with a similar situation. The key is how can you see the situation in front of you differently in order for you to move forward into the version of a person you need to move into? Or you're just going to repeat the same fucking shit.
Well, didn't you say it before, and you might have said this offline? It's just the pain. How large is the pain
Mm, mm.
for you to stay where you're at, or is it big enough where you go, it's time for a change. I
Yeah.
have to change. I can't sit in this space anymore and do that. And bro, I mean, throughout my journey, even through grief, I had to ask those questions as well because the pain was already there, but was it big enough for me to move?
Yep.
was
Yep.
big enough for me to do something else besides what I was currently doing at the moment. And so you have those different levels, man. But all those things there, and they're lessons that are there for you on purpose because it you realize that it translates to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon, what happened to you, you're now speaking freely about it. When I used to watch people, man, or when I watch people a lot, and I listen to the way they talk, and I'm like, how did you get so good at talking like that? It's delivering what you've done to another person with confidence.
Yep.
Because here's what happened, here's what I did, and here's what you need to do in order to have some sort of maintain of success.
Yeah.
Right.
And the number one, look, I would not even say excuse, but the number one reason why people don't move is fear.
Fear.
It's the fear. And it can be a number of reasons why we don't move. It could be the fear of what people think. It could be the fear
Mhm.
of,
Yeah.
rejection. Like for me, it's rejection, 100%. It's the fear of the unknown, which is another one. And it could be the fear of failure. Again, there's so many different things, but all we're doing is we're going back to, okay, well, the fear of moving, and this is a really interesting, this is a key moment for me this week, was okay, I understand the fear of moving, and the only thing that's going to solidify the new version of you is action. All right, well, why are you not acting? Okay, well, what's the reason why you're not acting? Is it fear or if it's something else? But the one trigger that I always will go back to is my childhood. Every single fucking one of them. Every single
Yeah.
one. And then I'll have a look at going, okay, well, how did my mum and dad treat me? And then I look at going, okay, well, what did I want to be doing? Well, I played all these sports just so I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be good at something, you
Yeah,
know,
you said that too. That's why you started bodybuilding as well, right?
to
Wanted to
be
see.
seen. Absolutely. And look, I did bodybuilding. Fuck, I started
Yeah.
training 17, 18, did my first competition, I don't know, 24 or something like that. And then got back into bodybuilding because it made me feel good. But it's still, there's underlying trauma. And the underlying trauma was still there. It's like I got back into bodybuilding, I think, when I was like 38, 39. Yeah, I just wanted to be seen. But I think I also used it from another perspective is that through my training and how hard I was training, I was inflicting a lot of pain on my body and I was training really, really hard. But that's also was my way of dealing with the pain and the anger that was within me, and I was taking it out of my weights. So I was
Wow.
using bodybuilding as a shield, not as therapy.
Wow. And
Um,
so so I guess that's what it is, Aaron. And tell me if I'm wrong here, man. But I think that's what happens to people, right? If you are going through something, you lean in harder to, whatever it is. Like in some cases, it's work. It's, whatever businesses you're doing. It's in some cases you go the other way, right? You lean harder into, masking it. So you start, using drugs or alcohol, or you start shopping too much, or you start gambling, or you start all these things, man. Anything to push away that pain.
100%.
And then, like you were saying, then it goes back to your trauma where you go, oh well, the whole reason why I do this is because of my parents, and there's some validity there, right? That
Yeah.
100% there is,
Yeah.
but it's just, is it painful enough for you to do it for the right reasons, or is it going to continue to be just like you say? I think it's Daniel G that says it, and a lot of people say it's like your next 6 months are going to be like your last 6 months if you don't change anything.
Yep. Yep.
And
And
then
this
guess
is
what? It's a year. And
100.
guess
Yeah.
what? It's another year.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's another year. And dude, I mean, if I think about it, Aaron, prior to starting this journey, I think about all those years, man. I reflect and I'm like, damn, I did the same thing every day. I did the same thing and wondered why nothing changed.
Didn't put it,
It's
no,
crazy, bro.
yeah, no different action. You didn't apply a
No
different
different
action. It
action.
was the same action. And this is the other thing as well. It's like, okay, well, if you're in the same spot, now there's a lot of people that they love being in the same spot. Hey, and that's cool. All glory to you if you're living the life you want to live. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely happy for you. But there's also a lot of people that are hating where they're at. The and they're stuck because they've got that internal battle going on
Mhm.
what they know they need to do to be where they want to be. But there's also an element of enjoying the comfort where they're at. So there's
Yeah.
that side of it as well. And it does go back to, again, whether it be the wounded masculine or it goes back to the wounded feminine. And both men and women, we have the feminine in us and we have the masculine energy. And the masculine energy is all about building. It's all about leading. It's all about building. It's doing shit.
Yeah.
So if you're afraid of doing shit and you're expecting things to come to you, then maybe you've got some wounded feminine within you that needs to be resolved. And the one thing that will only heal all of this is look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror.
And if you're unhappy with it,
It'll
then
come up.
that's how you know. That's
It'll
how you
come
know.
up. It'll all come up. Then just be ready to listen. Be ready to listen to all the things you don't like about yourself. And then you also come up to like there's obviously there's a problem. You're going to come up with a solution. You now need to just put that solution into practice. You actually need to action it. And if you're not going to action it, then it's nothing. It's no different to you being a fat ass sitting on the couch and you're sick of being fat because you can't move, and you're really uncomfortable. You can't sleep. Walking up the stairs is really difficult. Yet the one thing that's going to help you, get to where you want to be is the choices of the food you put in your mouth, plus
Mm.
also movement. If you're not willing to do either of those, then just where you are is where you are. So unless
Yeah.
you're ready
Well,
to
yeah.
embrace that uncomfortable, because it's really fucking uncomfortable when you start eating, because the foods that you're eating at the moment has given you comfort. That's
Yeah.
why you're fat and overweight and in the situation that you're in. So unless you start eating the foods that are really uncomfortable to start with, then there's no movement, and that's no different to anything that we're doing. Starting a new business, it's fucking uncomfortable at the start because you're getting no wins and all this money's going out. You're getting no wins and people around you. What the fuck are you doing that for? Just get
Yeah.
a real
Well,
job,
that's not you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it's such an ongoing battle where you're battling between society, society's expectation on you. And I referenced before our podcast, I'm going to put a quick reference in here as well. In the state of where Australia is at the moment, 50% of voting adults in Australia are reliant on the government to live, whether it be through assist, whether it be through an income, any kind of form just to help them live. And 80% of new jobs in the last 2 years have been public sector jobs. So you have a look at the state of Australia at the moment, and it's like there's a lot of people that are reliant on the government just to get by every single day. So guess what's going to happen? When you step out of that box and you want to do things for yourself, you either want to start, an exercise journey, you want to start a new business, you want to be an online coach. There's a lot of people around you that are going to criticize you on doing what you're doing because you're going against the norm. And in order for the world to be different, and be look different for you, you're going to have to step into a version of you that you've never been. Otherwise, what you see around you at the moment is literally going to be your future.
Yeah. Dude, I couldn't say it any better than that, Aaron. But I'll tell you this, man. To your point, right? All these little tests that you get, they're putting together this puzzle that's the new version of you,
Mm.
right? And you don't realize it maybe at the time, man, but then when you get to pull that out later, whether it's helping somebody else out or even just dealing with your own struggles at home, I think there's something about that, Aaron, that's just so cool. When you get to actually use it and it's just something that's here and somebody says something to you and you're like, oh, damn, I've experienced that. Let's talk about it, right? Because this is the thing, Aaron. What I don't like is when I say I have a problem and you say I have a solution for you. Right? That's not why we do this,
Yeah,
right? We
yeah,
do this to go, damn, that's so true. I love the way you're speaking right now. Let's have a conversation about that. People love to talk about themselves, man. They really do. They
yep,
want
yep,
to. And I
yep.
think just what you said, Aaron, one of your traumas is that you wanted to be seen when you were a kid. Imagine how many other people are walking around like that, where if you just give them that,
Mm.
man, I'm telling you, Aaron, because I don't know if you do this or not, bro. And it's one of those things for me where I'm getting better at it because, I'm telling you, there's something about, wanting to be alone and stuff that is scary. And a lot of people want to be alone. You don't want to be out in the open. You don't want people to see you. Then there's people that are begging to be seen, right? Well, dude, I was at the store yesterday, and I was checking out, and the lady walked up. She's like, "Is everything okay? You find what you need?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you? What's your name?" She flipped her name tag around. She told me her name, and I gave her a handshake, dude. You realize, man, nobody does that. Everybody's like, "Yeah, fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. Head down. Fine, thank you. I'm just scanning my shit and I gotta go. I've got to get home. I make dinner." Dude, if you just look up and see the beauty that this world still has, even though
Yeah,
it's
love
crazy,
that. Love that.
dude, fucking wake up, man. Wake the fuck. It doesn't take nothing to be a good person to people.
Kindness.
It costs nothing,
Kindness is
but it
free.
made me feel like a champ.
Mm.
Because when I walked out of there, I was feeling great. Because she reciprocated. She
Because
came,
you made
"What's
someone
your
else feel
name?"
good. Because you made someone else feel good. Fuck yeah.
Dude, it's not rocket science, Aaron. And if you're having a bad day, go fucking make somebody else's day. I
Yep.
guarantee you,
Yep.
you'll feel better.
100%. Fucking love
That's it,
that. Love
brother.
that. Man, that's a great fucking way to end our little conversation. I know we could be talking for hours, but I think it's just getting that point across. And the one thing that we all need to look at, well, two things I think that people need to start doing. Face your fucking truth and just be kind.
Simple.
Yeah.
Both don't cost anything, Aaron.
No.
They cost, I mean, now they come with a price. They
Ooh,
come with a, I'll tell you that.
that
If you
that's
if you wanna stay the same, it comes with a price.
see you next time for
What's
that
that cost you?
conversation. Oh, yeah.
Right? But we talk about that one later. But I'm just saying, Aaron, it's pretty simple. It's
Mm.
pretty simple. I mean, the world these days on where everybody's down on their screens and walking robotic and nobody ever looks up, man. If you look up, and I don't care if I sound old school, I love that. I'll if I see you, I'll greet you. You better believe it. If
There
I
are
make
people
eye
that are
contact
missing
with
that.
you, I will walk right up to you.
Mm. There are people
It's
that are
just
missing that, and I think that actually goes back to that human touch that we're starting to lose a little bit. So no, I love that, love that, John. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
love you, man. Have yourself a great rest of the sleep. I know it's in Australia. It's
Yeah,
nighttime.
yeah, it
It is
is. It's
morning over here in Colorado. So, bro, I'm starting my day. You're
it's
getting your day done, bro.
10 to 11 early, 11 p.m. here on a Saturday evening. But look, could have easily have turned around and said, no, no, let's not fucking do this. But it's like, no, no, we have to hold ourselves to the highest standard that we're fucking wanting our lives to be. So
Yeah,
we showed
million
up.
percent.
All right, brother. Thank you. And thank you,
Love you,
guys. Thank
man.
you very much for listening. If there's anything that you want from us, please just let us know. And if this gave any value, as normal, share the fucking show.
Share it,
Guys,
please. That's all we ask. That's free too.
it is free. And thank you. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, brother.
Take care, brother. Love you, man.